Buddy, it is Monday, April 18th. It's Diane, the Creative Inkster, running a couple minutes behind. I have no idea how it happens that I leave the upstairs, walk down 10 stairs, and suddenly it's 8 minutes later. I get sucked into the vortex of this craft room sometimes, I think. So anyhow, here we are, all set and ready to go for a creative escape room. This is a pattern that I saw a couple of different people do by taking a 6x6 piece and cutting it a specific way that you end up with 4 pieces that are the same, and then you can turn them and twist them and fit them on your page. And what I love is how the greeting goes on an angle here. So you kind of need a long versus a larger greeting. So greeting like this maybe won't work so well, but congratulations, thank you so much. So something like inspired thoughts is going to work really well on this card. So that's what my plan is. So here are the cards I made before, and I'm going to make some brand new ones while you're watching with me. If you're here watching live, let me know you're here so we can connect and kibitz back and forth. And if you're watching the replay, leave me a note. I always love knowing who's been watching. All right, so what we need is a 6x6 piece of paper and a ruler and a pencil. So let me grab my pencil here. It's a pretty simple process. You're just going to take your 6x6, and I'm just writing on the back side, not the good side. Hi, Barb, because I want to be able to see it a little bit better. So on the back side, I'm going to measure, and the measurement can just be whatever you want, but I'm going to measure it 1.5 inches over here, and then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing on the other side, and turn it 90 degrees, and go 1.5 inches, little tick mark again, and one more 1.5 inches. Now the first time I did this, my cards didn't kind of go exactly the orientation I'd hoped, but they turned out pretty well anyway. Then I need a bit of a longer ruler, which I'm looking for here, and which is normally quite handy, but I don't see it, because I want to draw a line from one to the next. So let's grab, in the absence of the longer ruler, let's grab this. Piece of cardstock would work just as well. And so from my tick mark in the top left here, I'm going to draw a line to here, to the tick mark on the opposite side. Okay, so stand up so I can see a little bit better. So that was a 1.5 inch measurement. And it's just going to give me an idea where I'm going to cut. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, from this tick mark to the tick mark over here. I like my steel-edged ruler a lot better, but here we go. All right, so basically that's what you end up with, is 4 segments. Right, so I wanted to show you how that worked on this side with pencil. I'm just going to do it on the other side just as easily with my paper trimmer without even having to draw lines. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to I'm going to mark it again, and then I'm going to go from tick mark to tick mark. So 1.5 inches here, and then 1.5 here. Now, if you have directional paper, I guess this will turn out a bit goofy, but I don't know. You can try it out and see what you think. It's always good to try different things. And 1.5 here. I'm just going to double check that last one, make sure it was actually 1.5. I had a thought I was chatting and maybe I missed. Okay, so for my tick mark on this angle, I'm going to go to the tick mark on this angle in the paper trimmer. Just going to double check where that line is, because I only want to cut this once. There it is. It's looking a bit like the pattern. And really, it doesn't matter, I guess, that much. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces with some angle cuts. And then this one, I'm going to try to put them back together again. Who did I see doing this? Karen Titus in the United States. She and her husband go on, and they're absolutely hilarious together. So there's my tick mark there. And as if these were still attached one to the other, I'm going to go to the tick mark in the bottom on the opposite side. There we go, and there we go. Put it together as if they're back together again and never cut in the first place. And voila, we have 4 pieces, which should be the same size. Okay, but they're going to have different angles on them. Then what you need to go with is some card bases. So I've got 4 card bases in Just Jade, one of our retiring ink colors, and which is the color in here. There's Garden Green actually, and some Just Jade in here. And we're going to fold these beautiful card bases. This is a great way to make a bunch of cards real quick. You can just make a stack in no time. So when you have a bunch that you want to make as a gift, or you have a bunch that you want to make and give away or send out a bunch of birthdays, this will get you out there. So on my ones that I did here, and I used this tree stamp and matching die, I put a white between the cinnamon cider and the designer series paper. I'm going to do the same thing here. And that gives me the space to write that greeting on. So these are 4 by 5 1/4, 4 pieces. So they're going to fit on here like that. See, just like that. And then this is going to go on, and I'm trying to get a flat edge up against the, I don't want that side because I got my funny mess on them. I want to get the flat edge up here, either directly or give a little border, whatever floats my boat at the time. I'm going to, I think, maybe do these ones directly up. So look at how this one is the opposite of this one, right? Very cool. And just a splash of color there. Then I'm going to do my stamping afterwards, and I'm going to put some kind of focal point on there. All right, let's get rolling. I love watching your Wordles on a daily basis, Barb. You and I are on that every day, exercising our beautiful minds and sharing that information. It's kind of a nice little test. Sometimes I do it first thing as I'm getting up and getting ready and moving around, and then sometimes I wait till after I have my tea or closer to lunchtime if it's a work day. And I don't know that it makes a difference. It just, I seem to still have the same amount of brain power happening. Okay, so here we go. We have the first one, the first card base, and we have a white on there at 4 and 5 by 5 1/4, and we're going to stick this piece down here. This paper is perfect because it's not really directional. I suppose it really wouldn't matter that much. This one over here that I used on the other wasn't directional either. It's kind of fun to use these ones that are sort of everywhere. Okay, so we get our piece on there, and then we're going to put a greeting after. I think I'll do all the stamping after. I think I'll get these guys going on here first, and then I'll get my greetings on. Second one, card layer 4 by 5 1/4. I'm into using my liquid glue. Very creative day for me today. I got a bunch of stamping business stuff done on the weekend, so that gave me today, which was my holiday day off work for the Easter Monday holiday, it gave me a chance to, that's just going to fit there. I wanted to do 1 or 2 this way. It gave me a chance to do some playing with some products and making some cards. Okay, this one really does have a direction for this particular flower, so I think I'm going to pop this one in the bottom right corner. Yeah, so I got out and played with some of our new in colors that are coming out in the catalog that starts May the 3rd, and made 11 swap cards. One's for me, 10 are going out the door tomorrow, with a fun fold we did a couple of weeks ago here. So I'm excited for those nice bright bold colors. They're awesome. Let's see, we get another one that goes this way. Let's see what our paper, this would be nice to go this way. Can we get it going like that? Might fit. Let's see. Get our layer down first. My goal was to try to get these all in different directions, but it kind of depends on the paper. So getting my card classes prepped. They were on my list of things to do, and getting those prepped and ready this weekend meant that I had all day today to play. And I had a visit with a friend at her house. That was nice too. It was a good day all the way around. Okay, I'm going to put this one in the bottom left. This one opens like this. All right. Oh, I also taught a class this morning over Zoom, my community living class. We made a decorative canvas piece. I can show that to you if I can grab it, if it's close at hand. I'll show you at the end of this video. There we go. So there's this one done. And one more. Love these one sheet wonders. One more piece on here. This one may go in portrait layout again, like that. We'll try it, see if we got two flat edges to work with. That's really going to hang over the edge a little bit. Well, no, it's right to the edge, isn't it? Right to the edge, just like that. Does it look okay like that? Oh, wait a second, maybe a little better like this. How are these all? Yeah, this will be the opposite. Okay, we'll put it up in that corner. This can go with all kinds of papers that you have, and all that stuff you got to use up, because you cannot hoard your paper. It's not healthy. Trust me, I know. I have all kinds sorted and tucked away. All right, there's that. Now we're going to do some stamping. And I've got, how many did I did? Thank you for these 4. Thank you so much. And I was looking for a birthday that goes away that way. This is the stamp set that goes with this paper, hand-penned petals. And it has a congratulations, but I don't think it's really the one I want to go with. I was looking for something actually with birthday. But that's okay. I can do more thank you cards, because heaven knows I have lots of those to send. So thank you so much is perfect. Just going to check over here. We got people. Oh, have we got people, other people on here checking in? Don't know. Not sure. There we go. So grab a good block, and I'm going to go with matching Just Jade ink. Going to miss this color. It's a lovely green. So there's, thanks so much. Just check the way that this opens first, always a good idea. And I can put it this way, or I can put it this way. This way, I think. I'm going to kind of center it. So I can just, this one's on the block nicely, so I'm able to get it down and actually quite straight, all things considered. This one opens this way, so I'm going to put the greeting up here. Thanks so much. Pretty bold, eh? Trying to put it on there without doing it separately, but taking lots of chances here. Make sure that my stamping is going to be straight and good. I'm happy with that. And then this last one, I'm going to do this way. Thank you so much. There we go. So for the focal point on this one, I'm going to go back to our ladybug. I haven't used the ladybug in a while, and I thought I'll go and use her in a different way with different colored wings, because you can be kind of whimsical when you're crafting. You don't have to be perfect red and black for these ladybugs. You can do whatever you like. So I'm going to do the body in black. That part I'm going to keep consistent. So I'm going to do 4 bodies. There we go. Because there's black in this paper too. And then for the wings, I'm going to do those in a pink. So I was going to stamp them in white and do the dots in pink, or I think I'm just going to actually do them in pink. I've done them in vellum. I've done them in white with stamping. I'm just going to grab some Blushing Bride right here from my scraps. Ooh, I have a lot of scrap. I may have to grab a sheet. And then I'm going to punch out some wings on one side, and I'll flip this over, whoopsie, and do this other side from here. That's 2. Need 2 more sets of wings. Hi Vicki, sorry late. I was late too, not to worry. Not to worry. I'm glad you got home safely from driving in that ridiculous snow out there. I don't know who ordered that, but I gotta have a chat with Mother Nature. She's very confused about what month we're actually in. Someone else posted a picture of their pooch outside in the snow and said, April Fool's is over. And that is true enough. It's still coming down, but not quite as badly as it was. All right, so if you're wondering what color this is Blushing Bride, the pink that is in this paper here. Now, I'm going to actually put these directly on. So there's a couple ways you can add color with this Hello Ladybug. Personally, I didn't like using the stamp and punching it out by stamping it in black. I didn't find I could always get a really crisp color of black. So I tended to punch them out in black cardstock. That worked for me. And then I would punch the wings out and sometimes add the dots in different colors. This allows you to add the wings rather, say in black or red, and then put the dots in another color when it goes over top. So I am tonight just going to keep them simple with the wings and the butterfly because I don't want to detract too much from the paper by adding more circles and dots and things. Just have a little stray piece there that didn't punch well. Okay, so let's grab the glue and put the wings on. So this is pretty easy to assemble, these wings. You just put a little bit of glue along the edge and then stick that into, whoops, stick that onto the ladybug body like that. Okay, and then this is going to go there. Isn't that cute? And like I said, I've used vellum before. Vellum's a little more of a challenge to put the wings on so that you don't see your glue. You could, if you did that, put a row of jewels or something around it to hide your glue behind. It's one way. I love our punches. They certainly bring so much to life. And if you've been to my craft room, you know I have quite a collection of them. I don't tend to sell them off unless it's one that I probably wouldn't use. I've kept all the circle ones because I can use them for so many things. And I see down the road crafting with grandchildren and how keeping those punches handy will be awesome. All right, so now we need to add some dimensionals to these guys. What we're down to, oh no, you know what? I have a sheet of dimensionals I can cut up here. So I'm going to put a 2 on the backs of each one of my lovely ladybugs. So cut around the edges there, like this. And let's see, where should this one go? If I had a steady hand, I'd do one of those like little dots for them flying by. But I'm not so good at a steady hand for that. Add our dimensionals here. Ooh, 1, 2. If you need a catalog and don't have a demonstrator already, let me know. I can connect you up with one. My supply has come in, and if you're my customers, you already know that. I'm going to get you one. I'm going to just need to take, so we don't sell this adhesive remover anymore, but you can get them at Dollar Tree. The last time I went for a couple of bucks. I think you can probably get them online, and I imagine Michael's probably carries them as well, but I loved when we had them. It's great for when you get glue and that where you didn't want it to be. I'm going to add some jewels or something to these too. So that's 2 done. And this guy, 3. Aren't these cute? I should keep these in mind for, I'm going to be doing some planning and decorating for my daughter's baby shower coming up, and it's kind of a woodland theme, so maybe the ladybugs will come in handy. And then for some jewels, I have the Gilded Gems, because I don't think I have any more of the retiring in color ones. No, let's go with the gilded little ones. I love these. I'm going to miss these guys because I've used them a lot. Let's see, where should we put a little, woo! Let's put them on the wings. I was going to put some ribbon on here too, but I just don't, I think it's too much. I don't think I need ribbon on these. So we're going to decorate them up like that. These are just flying over the place. Oop. If you like our ladybug, we also have black matte dots, which would make a really cool decoration on the wings. I've seen that done. Oop. Come on, you. Over you go. There we go. So yeah, an easy way to take your 6x6 paper, you mark it at 1.5 inch on all 4 sides, and then cut from opposite side to opposite side. So you're going to do 1.5 inch here, 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 and here. And then you're going to go from this angle to this angle, and this angle to this angle, and you're going to have 4 pieces. No waste. Super easy, super cute. And look at that. I think there are actually 4 different orientations. Alrighty, that is it for me. Oh, yeah, I bet she does. Uses them all the time. I said I would show you something. Let me grab it here. Good thing the stamp room's not that big. So this is what I did in Elmira today with the class. So these are our old retired letters, but this is just a plain canvas that you can buy in 10 packs. And then everybody had 2 spritzers. So they spritzed color on there. I used Daffodil and Bermuda Bay. And then I made these little boxes. They're not really even a full box. It's open at the end. And then we took these paper straws I found at Dollarama and glued them down and added some tulips in there. So that makes a lovely little spring decoration to go on the corner of a counter. If you have grandchildren, this would be a great project to do with them. I know the group in Elmira really enjoyed doing it. We did ours over Zoom, but one day we'll be back to crafting together. All right, that's it for me for tonight, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll post photos, and tomorrow night I'm back with a technique. I'm going to show you how I made the bags out of 12 by 12 paper that I put my children's Easter goodies in. So join me back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for that. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.